Good morning, everyone at Sunny Hill Family. It's us again.
Jonathan and Susie.
It is, that's right, that is our names. And today we're continuing with the healing miracles, which has been great for us to delve into together this week and share some of our thoughts with you. And we're looking at John 9, verses 1 to 12 today, which is Jesus healing a man born blind. There's so much in this, okay, and we could go on for a long time. I want to pick up a couple of bits. I know Susie wants to as well. First thing that strikes me in this is actually in verse 1 and 2, where the disciples see this. They're coming out of the temple. They see this man born blind, and he's there begging. That's all he can do for the rest of his life, as far as he's aware. And the disciples, of course, they jump on this opportunity to pray with him and see him healed. No, they use him as a discussion point. Why is this guy blind? Jesus, what happened? Who was it? What's he done? Or what's his parents done? And, you know, they've seen Jesus walk on water. They've seen Jesus do miracles and feed 5,000 and also heal a man at a pool and many other miracles. And they miss completely the point of what the ministry should be. They're more concerned about what's this person done wrong? Why has this happened? Rather than how can we help? And it always strikes me when I read this one and challenges me is that, how quick am I to jump in to help? Now that could be literally offering to pray for a miracle, or it could be coming alongside, and rather standing in any sort of judgment or needing to know why and this is happening, or is encouraging someone who thinks to themselves, why is this happening? You've probably been there, I've been there, where something wrong is happening, something difficult I'm going through. I'm like, why God, why? And sometimes it's not about the why, it's about who can step in, who can be Jesus for that person. Who can Jesus be right now for us? And Jesus stepped in, didn't he? In a quite unusual way, by the way, spitting into the clay and making clay so much, be it weird. And again, we could get lost in that this morning, in the mechanics of the miracle. But rather than the mechanics, it's why was Jesus stepping in when his disciples wouldn't? It's because Jesus wanted God's glory to be shown. And through this man's difficulties, being born blind, Jesus was able to step in. I don't think that's why he was born blind. I don't think he was born blind with a purpose for Jesus doing this. He happened to be born blind, and Jesus stepped in to make this happen, to give glory to God. And I love the fact that this guy has never seen Jesus. He's never seen him. And when he's asked about who's done this to you, he says, oh, a man called Jesus. I've heard, I've never seen him, but I've heard. If I ever see him, I'd love to. And he doesn't know a lot, but he knows enough to witness for Jesus, who had done this incredible thing for him. And maybe you don't know a lot, maybe I don't know a lot, but we know enough to tell other people. And to avoid the why and get into the who can help. That's what I would think anyway. What do you think?
Yeah, no, that's great. I love that. I only have a couple of things that stood out for me really, is that this was another healing where the person had to step out in faith, or step out on the word of the Lord, on what Jesus commands them to do. So go to the pool and wash there, and it's only after that they see the miracle. And then just that Jesus says, you know, he's blind so that God's power might be seen at work in him. And I think sometimes, you know, when we are, you know, going through struggles, or we have ailments, or whatever the difficulty is, I think sometimes we can, you know, kind of, you know, just, you know, think about just the issue in itself. And actually, you know, we can look at it in the same way that Jesus has said here, is that God's power can be seen at work through it. Whether it's a long-suffering illness, you know, that we have to deal with day in and day out, you know, God's power can be seen in our longevity, in our forbearance, in, you know, in our perseverance through it, you know, in the strength that God gives us to do that. God's power can be seen if we receive a miracle, or we find healing, whether it's partial or full healing, you know, and it's just that, yeah, God's power is at work, and we can really just focus on that part, I think is really helpful. And then the only other thing is that Jesus says here, you know, I have to keep working as long as it's day. We have to keep working because of him who sent us. And I think you know, because Jesus says that I am the light of the world, and I'm here right now. And now Jesus has gone to heaven. We're the light of the world. So I think there's also a call to us as well here that, you know, we need to keep going. We need to keep working. We need to keep doing what Jesus has sent us to do. That's our calling as his light here.
Yeah. So let's jump into that today, shall we?
Yeah.
Let's find someone to pray for, whether it be a miracle or just because they need Jesus in their life. Or actually, whether it be because they need Jesus in their life or just because they need a miracle. Maybe it should be that way around.
Yeah.
Have a good day, everyone. God bless. Bye.